Hello everybody, it's JJ here. You're watching Bull to the Bust. It is Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. Now let's take a step back and just kind of analyze where we're at right now. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. There's people that don't know. I'd say most people have no clue what lies ahead of us as far as how this economy is going to be dealt with going forward. Is it going to be propped up more? Are we going to see more record debt and market propping? QE to infinity? Are we going to see a hyper debt being pumped into these markets? Will we see some sort of monthly UBI basic income? Will they pull back and let it all come crashing down? Nobody knows, but we do know we need to be prepared. But how are Americans doing overall? Well, let's go back again. We know that before the shutdown, 70 to 80% of people were living basically paycheck to paycheck. Now, it opened my eyes a little bit just recently. I got a direct message on Twitter, and I won't say the handle. I don't want anyone to go over there and harass, somebody. But someone was like, "JJ, you're talking a lot of negative things. I'm doing better than ever. I just got a raise, and everything's fine. No problems." So I went back and forth with him a couple times. I was like, "Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Sounds like you're a good investor. Maybe you've been preparing." And I asked the person, I said, "What are you invested in?" And he said, "I don't invest. He's just renting right now. He doesn't have any." So I asked him more. I was like, "Okay, how much do you have saved up? What are you saving for?" Doesn't have any savings. But because of the fact that he got a raise, he thought that this was a great economy for everybody. Okay? And that's the problem. I think most people have just accepted not having anything in savings and living paycheck to paycheck as the new normal. So if they get a little raise, they think everything is fine. You see where I'm going here? I think this is a frog in the pot type of sinking of the ship, right? So you don't really notice it. The band is still playing, they're rearranging the deck chairs, but the ship is going down. The same thing with the frog in the pot. The water is getting hotter and hotter. As we sit here, we can see problems that are unfolding. You may not notice them, but when you look under the hood, we have a lot of bad problems here with the engine. A lot of oil leaks, a lot of other fluids leaking out onto the ground. All right, so let me get this straight. No savings, renting, not investing in anything, but because you got a raise, everything is fine. That just blows my mind. But I think that's a good indicator of the average person here in the United States that's just looking at things on a very basic level. They live in a house, they have a roof over their head, they're renting it. And I actually forgot to ask him about his car, if he's renting a car or leasing a car, if he actually owns a car. Interesting to say the least. But here's what a lot of people are doing here just recently. Recent CNN article right here, thousands and thousands of cars line up at a Dallas food bank ahead of Thanksgiving. Take a look at this. Now, if you've been on this channel, you might remember my 4th of July report where I was actually in Riverside and there was a massive food line just at the park where I was at. And I showed you the road. I drove down the road and showed you all the cars. Well, this looks to be about 10 times bigger than that food line, and that was at least a couple miles, the one that I showed up in Riverside here in California. And it's just amazing that there's so many people that need handouts right now, but yet also so many people that think that everything's fine, there's nothing to worry about. And the people that are acknowledging that something is definitely wrong with what's happening now, they think it's just temporary situation. They think it's just a temporary situation that's just going to fix itself. Why? Because the Fed's pumping stimulus into the markets, endless QE. All right, if we've learned anything by now, is that the stimulus is not getting to where it needs to get to the most. That's to the American people. And we see new jobless filings continue to just rage beyond 700,000 a week. It dropped down from 1 million new filings down to 700,000. And somehow that's being reported and being received as great news. The economy's recovering. Well, one person put it like this: there's not many jobs left to lose. And while we have record numbers of people now dependent on handouts waiting in food lines, we have retail giants, mega retailer Wal-Mart, earnings topping expectations, shopping habits and e-commerce sales soaring 79%. Right, so you factor in the online shopping craze, the wipeout of millions of small businesses. In some areas, half of the businesses are gone. But yet Walmart, the mega corporations, they are literally laughing all the way to the bank while paying their employees in many cases such low wages that even their own employees have to be on some sort of public assistance or handout program. It's pretty sad. And we are seeing markets right now that are completely detached to the real economy. The real economy should be the average American, the average worker, and the financial strength of families and individuals. But instead, it's all about lending and markets and stimulus and QE. Take a look at the housing market, right? So amid the worst unemployment since the Great Depression, we have home prices that are skyrocketing. Just a couple brief examples. The average home price now in Denver is $625,000 for Denver, Colorado. And during these times also, home prices increase at the fastest rate since 2013. I wonder how much of this is FOMO, people that are afraid of being priced out because they see prices rising so fast. And we know the banks have been given basically get out of jail free card and able to lend out as much as they want to without any repercussions, without any reserve requirements. Mortgage rates hitting new lows every week, it seems like. There was a recent uptick, but overall we're a lot lower than we were during the mid-2000 run-up in the housing bubble. All right, so this is very dangerous. It's not going to end well. And you think a lot of people are waiting in food lines now, and a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Just wait until this illusion of a bull market, of a booming economy, just wait till this illusion fades and they decide to pull back on the stimulus. All right, so quick shot of the markets here today. Most major indexes in the red. Dow Jones dropped by 220 points as I speak. We'll see how it ends the day. We've seen big sell-offs intraday, only to see the market recover at the end of the day, and sometimes inching into the green at the end of the day. Oil just over $40, just under $41. Gold at $18.88. Silver at $24.63. Here's the big one. Wow, look what is happening with Bitcoin, $17,300. The last 24 hours, almost a 5% gain. It's absolutely soaring. I wonder how many people see this dangerous situation and possibly getting out of the dollar, or at least strengthening their portfolio and having at least a portion of their assets in non-dollar assets. Maybe digital assets, maybe hard assets. Yes, I do hold some cryptos, but the biggest non-dollar asset I carry right now, besides real estate, of course, is precious metals. Silver is still on sale. Still on sale, in my opinion. I think you're going to be very, very surprised what we're going to see here in the next 6 months. I think we're going to see things that you will not even believe, and I think precious metals is going to be part of that. Now, I know a lot of signs are pointing to just more QE to infinity, more social programs, UBI, trillions in new spending. That may be true, and that's also going to push up precious metals, but I think there's something bigger lurking behind the curtain. How many times have we been right on this channel? I told you they were going to keep these markets propped up, that real estate would keep going up. Why? Because it's all baseless fiat currency created in unlimited amounts, endless market propping. So if you've been on this channel, you know I've been right about a lot of things, and this is just my gut feeling. I'm not giving you financial advice. I don't know how much you have to invest. You know, don't go out and take out a cash advance to buy metals and put yourself in massive debt. But again, to each his own. This is just what I'm doing. Precious metals, you're going to be shocked. In my opinion, you're going to be shocked at what's going to be happening here in the next 120 days to 6 months or so. Taking us into mid-2021, you're going to see big, big changes. Keep an eye on this channel, everybody. Thank you for watching. Stay prepared. Keep your eyes wide open. Stay safe. Stay well. Bye.